recommend whenever you're trying to get yourself trained in an area, just go look at the weekly calls, and some of the best top-notch NMDs in the country have trained on that call about one topic or another. So this is the first time I've ever trained on a Zoom meeting. We've been doing the Zoom meetings ever since I met Christy. First of all, I'm sure you already know what a gift your leader is. Just her positivity, her energy in the room, just absolutely loved this girl. I felt like I was just meeting a sister when I met her. It was just one of those people I just gravitated to, and I think our energy was bouncing off each other. So I was so grateful. She gifted our team last night with a call. Christy, we already had somebody join the team today by listening in last night. And one of my team members, who is the wife of a Marine, is getting much more engaged after you were so gracious to connect with her on Boxer. So I love Christy, and I said yes to coming on this call. I was introduced to Juice Plus 14 years ago. This product completely changed my life and the health picture to my kids. I myself had restored energy, better sleep. Oh my gosh, I went through 10 straight Cleveland, Ohio winters. I did not get sick. I've only been sick once in 14 years. I'm 52. I haven't been to the doctors for anything since I've taken Juice Plus. And obviously, how do you keep that a secret, right? And my son Cameron, he eliminated a lifelong problem with severe allergies after about a year on the product. And my middle child, a big part of my life mission and life purpose was I adopted my child, Kristen, from a teenage mommy who ate nothing but junk food through an entire pregnancy. It's another reason why I was cloned a mom on a mission very early on. I love the fact I'm talking to young women. I know you're already passionate about this topic, but I need every one of you stepping up your game to talk to more mommies, because we got to make sure they understand that in utero, you are programming your baby for lots of things. And my little Kristen, I brought her home when she was 72 hours old. I held her when she came into the world, but yet she has already had a lot of stuff going on. She has ADHD. She had severe rosacea and eczema on her skin. She couldn't sleep at night. She couldn't go to the bathroom. And I don't know what her life would be now without Juice Plus. I got her on all the products. And first thing that happened was she became alkaline and all her skin issues cleared. She started being able to eliminate every day. That made her less toxic. She finally started sleeping at night. She was 6 years old. I had not slept through the night not one time after her adoption. I mean, she was up and up and up, and I was so tired. So, because of getting sleep, her ADHD got way better, and she's a high-functioning junior in college, 3-point student, wants to be an attorney, and sends me text messages of her grocery cart from Trader Joe's with red skin potatoes and asparagus spears on it. So anyhow, as you can imagine, I've been sharing this product ever since. I registered with the company immediately. I was a smart businesswoman. I said, I've already got people that are interested. How do I get the best possible price? I had no intention of doing this as a business. My first check was $40, and 4 months later, they were $500. And I hadn't even done anything in terms of a business. I just shared my excitement, my passion, and gave people information. And I built myself all the way to the top of the company, giving people information and not saying a whole lot. So my best tip for you tonight is, can we stop talking? I say give information and then stop talking. So I made it to national marketing. It took me 7 years, because a few months after I became a distributor, I went through a very painful divorce after being married for 17 and a half years. I ended up having to sell my beautiful home and downsize and take my 3 kids and start a whole new life. And within 1 year, I was a sole provider, and I've been the provider for my 3 kids ever since. And I don't know what I would have done without my Juice Plus business. So ladies, let me tell you how smart, what a life choice this is. This isn't just about, making income. This is about having security. This is about women having their mark in life. And I don't know if there's any guys on the phone, but, it's good for everybody. It's just smart living to have multiple streams of income. And so my checks were about $1,200 at this time. And I just continued to grow. I became national marketing director in 2008. During that journey, I met Brian. Brian pretty much has adopted all of us, my kids and myself. And he always says, well, we adopted him. He, took a vision for this business and helped me grow to the top. And then we turned around and grew him to national marketing director. We retired him from carpentry. We do this business together as a family business. We were just at the Paget boot camp and got to stay 2 extra days with Jeff Roberti and his wife and the Pagets. And I could do that. I could say yes to that. I didn't have to worry about a job to get back to. This is my job. You're looking at it. You're in my office right now. Okay, there's my big whiteboard in the background. And tonight I want to just kind of share my signature training with you. It's called Embrace the Objection Cycle. I believe if you can equip your new team members and yourself with this training, I really think a lot of people get taken out of the game because they didn't have the skill of how to handle when people either make a negative statement, make a comment, or throw out an objection. I think people think, well, that means they don't want to buy from me. It means they're not interested. Well, that's wrong. It's not the case. It's just the nature of how people respond. So one of my best thoughts for you tonight is for you to consider giving yourself a self-assessment, because there's no sense in worrying about the objection cycle until we clear up any of the obstacles that you have driving your life, things that are in the way of you actually taking control of this business and making it something amazing. So first of all, are you still saying you don't have time? Because you are going to need to just restructure your time for this business. We all have the same 24/7. So I was a busy mom running a household, working full time and raising 3 kids, but I did manage to carve out Thursday nights as my Juice Plus night, and I had a case I carried everywhere in my car that had CDs and DVDs and brochures and order forms and sample chews, and that went with me everywhere. So I did Juice Plus as I did life, but I had my one night a week, and it was dedicated. I didn't ever spend a whole lot of time, but I was consistent, and I had dedicated time. So you've got to make a decision about your time. Do you have fear getting in the way? I think fear holds us back. We are fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of success, fear of presenting, fear of all kinds of things. I have a great book called Fearless Living by Rhonda Britton. Phenomenal book. If you have a distributor that comes to the table and you kind of sense that they're a great person, they love this product, but they kind of have some fears, let's get them that book right away. Let them know that if we can help you overcome fear and work through it, we're all going to have fear. There's no one that is without fear. It's about the ability to train yourself to face the fear and move through the fear. Is it, you have too many distractions? I have a feeling we have some mommies on this call. Children, yes, they're a distraction. But can you make them part of how you do business? Can you structure your business for them to learn a little bit of boundary when mommy's doing her business? I think the phone is a distraction. Know that when you're needing to be productive, you can't pay attention to every single text message, Facebook message, and Voxer coming over. You're going to have to put that aside and decide, I'm doing productive time. So what are your distractions that might be holding you back? The other thing I think holds a lot of us back is pure procrastination. Procrastination will rob you of every dream you ever had in your life. Procrastination is one of the things that each and every one of us have to face and overcome and get rid of. You need to get rid of it. And one thing that might help you is a great video or book from Brian Tracy called Eat That Frog. And it's a short video. It's like 3 minutes, but it'll make the point. The bottom line is procrastination creates stress, it creates overwhelm, it creates negativity, and it will really be the thing that holds you back. So I say just do it. Procrastination means getting the just do it attitude. So we want to work through that. So where are you at is my point. What's holding you back first? Let's identify it. Let's find the books, the tapes, the things that you need to move it aside, and now we'll move forward. There's also 6 basic people skills that I believe if you work on and develop, you probably won't experience nearly as many objections, or if you want to think of it as rejection, or as many no's, if you build on these people skills. So I'm going to go through them. Number 1 is asserting yourself positively. You're going to have to practice the 3-foot rule. You get within 3 feet of anyone, start chatting with them. Because if you're discouraged that your family and friends are not, embracing this with you, I'm here to tell you, I'm come from a family of 6 kids, and only 1 sibling takes Juice Plus. Okay, none of my family are in my team. My best friend, my cheerleading squad from high school that we get together every single year. So for 14 years, they've watched me in my Juice Plus world. They see that I'm thinner than they are. My face looks better than theirs, and they're still not on my stinking product. One friend out of 7. So get over it. Just start sharing with the rest of the world. So also just know that assertive means everyone is a prospect. I mean, Wendy Campbell, if you don't know her, she's the highest paid female in the company, has 113 national marketing directors under her. You know, she didn't know any of these national marketing directors that are on her team. Okay, they came to her through other avenues. You know, Deanna Christofferson was found, if you don't know her, she's a 200 club. Her and her husband are highest paid couple in the company. And she met Catherine Lee over the eggs in the grocery store. So to keep that in mind, it's all about asserting yourself. And I also say assertive and aggressive are 2 different things. So you want to be careful. Am I being just, you know, talkative, friendly, open with people? Number 2, you need to be interested in others. So the 3rd skill is I'm going to show interest by asking questions, and you need to be able to be a good listener. Okay? Again, controlling your distractions. I was trying to train a distributor the other day, and she didn't listen to a word I had to say. She talked over me every time I said anything. I thought, okay, I'm going to have to sit her down and let her know she's never going to do this business if she doesn't start developing some listening skills. So we all need those. Number 4, you need to become knowledgeable in this area and not knowledgeable about nutrition. I mean, I'm grateful if you're doing the T30 and you're on board with nutrition and fitness, but that's not what's going to make you successful. I'm talking about becoming knowledgeable and skillful about being a businesswoman or man. You know, I'm talking about, developing sales skills. I'm talking about developing, your organizational skills. I'm talking about, reading books like, the Business of the 21st Century, Go Pro. All the things that are going to feed and fuel you to develop the skills needed to be successful in life and especially in business. Number 5 is let go of the outcome and the control. You aren't going to control the outcome in this business. Just do the activity. And that's going to come with you managing your disappointments and your frustrations with other people. I'll get on the phone and I'll hear somebody whine for 15 minutes about a customer that they lost. And I'm all about 90% on the solution and 10% on the problem. Problems are going to be here for life. They're going to be, in your business, but let's just focus on solution. Why'd you lose the customer? Was there anything you could do about it? If not, let's move on. And how are we going to go get 2 to replace the one you just lost? So it's not about, you can't control timing. It took me 7 years to get one of my daughter's best friend's mom on the product. 7 years, 2 events, multiple exposures. She finally said yes all of a sudden. I don't know why it took 7 years, but it did. Okay, so, but I'll continue to do my activity that I know produces results, taking the pressure out of the outcome. And the last one is be a professional, always. Like we came to this call, I actually ran a brush through my hair and threw a necklace on so I didn't look too crazy, but, I got pajama bottoms on right now. But when I'm out in public and when I go places, I try to look sharp. I take pride in my appearance. Professional appearance is an attraction for other people to want to do things with you. So, even if it's in fitness, wear cute fitness clothes, put your hair in a cute hat, get a nice water bottle to carry with you. No, you don't have to put full makeup on. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is, you know what it is. People look at someone and they think they're well kept, they're well managed, because they think if you do that, then you might have something they need or want. Also, being a professional is doing what you say you're going to do. If you tell someone, oh, great, I'm glad you're going to look at the information, I'll follow up with you, you better do it. If you say I'm going to drop off some information, get it dropped off. Put it in your phone when you're going to do it, put an alarm on, and go make it happen. So super important is to treat this as a professional career, a professional business, even if it's a part-time business that you just want to make $500. Make $500 professional dollars well-deserved each month that the company's sending you, okay? Also, living the mission, and hold on. Got like 3 glasses of water sitting next to me. Living the mission is the obvious, and I have a feeling that all of you are on board with that. So, here, we're going to move on to, you did your self-assessment, you're developing yourself and some of your people skills, you get out into the world, and I say share your story and then duct tape it. So the number one problem we get into is people start trying to explain Juice Plus to people. You get in a conversation, somebody says, how much does it cost? And you answer them. You get in a conversation with somebody and they ask you what's in it and you start telling them. They ask you a question and you start doing the telling, and I'm going to suggest that you not do that. My suggestion is you share your story and then you give information from the company. Give the videos. I use videos. I'm going to say hands down, I use the library link to my home, my juiceplus.com. I just, copy and paste my library of videos from myjuiceplus.com. That way they're inside my.com. If they want more information, they can go up to the tabs. But videos attract. It's visual. They're short. If they watch one and they get intrigued, they can start scrolling down. The very first one is my favorite video, simple and convenient. So I personally use videos. I think they're very effective. I Facebook message them, I text them, and I email them. So, but if I literally will not get in a conversation about what Juice Plus is on a first exposure after I've shared my story, because now I'm selling them. I'm trying to sell them on an idea or that my product is great. I say, listen, why don't you take a look at the information, and I can't wait to hear what you think. And that way I can answer your questions after you've seen the videos. So super important is to start getting some exposure so their wall drops down. Their openness gets bigger, and they're going to be more willing to engage with you in a positive way. So number one, don't talk about anything after you shared your story until they watch something or invited to an event, of course, or met up with you one-on-one. Whatever it is you're going to do to bring the message to them where you can properly explain it, don't get into conversation back and forth, because then that's that whole I'm vomiting all over somebody. And they feel it, even though they asked you. Okay, so after you've shared your story, use your tools, your YouTube videos, your library link, whatever it is you're going to get with them. And before you even, when you go to follow up, also know when you're going to follow up, have a commitment, but don't be defensive. Remember, no matter what, when you call, did you watch the video? What did you think? Would you like additional information? You're asking some questions, but if they come up with a statement or a comment or something negative, be careful you don't become defensive. They're going to feel that. You need to pause and take a deep breath and think about what kind of question you could ask. So really, we could sum up my entire training tonight to say, everything they say to you, ask a question. I literally mean almost anything they say to you, ask a question. Because the importance is that you're engaging that person to talk to you, not you talking at them. Because the more they're talking to you, the more you're going to be able to give them the right information that they're looking for. So be very careful. And then, so what happens is people will, you're going to share your story, give them information, or maybe even right then, you may, in your story, they're kind of deducting what it is. Maybe they're going to say, I already eat really healthy, or I eat lots of fruits and vegetables. I've had people go, oh, well, they're not interested. They already think that they're too healthy. I look at that person and go, ding, 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 future team member. They're already all about this topic. I love you. This is awesome. So instead of worrying about that, I say, oh my gosh, that is awesome. Because I've been learning so much about how important it is. Tell me how you do that. And I stop and listen. Where do you shop? I stop and listen. Do you buy organic? How do you afford that? How many fruits and vegetables are you getting every day? How do your kids like it? All right, what do you feel about our kids' health? And I'm going to ask question after question. They are going to be the hero of the day. Literally. They're going to be so like, wow, I'm telling her. And then when they've gotten all that off their chest and they've told you what a cat's meow they are at this topic, I'm going to say, oh my goodness, you are going to love this information. I cannot wait to get your feedback. And I give them the information anyhow. Now they're not defensive. They've totally been talking, and they're going to go look at your information. I promise you. Go try me out, okay? Test it. Okay, how about, this is the one that is going to drive me into insanity. People will say, how much does it cost? I mean, you're sharing something with them is, how much does it cost? Well, I am not going to get into one single conversation about price until they look at the information. I'll give a perfect example because it happened tonight. I was at an event. I have an event every night this week. It's so exciting. We're going to have a rockin' week. One of my distributors here in Wilmington is an esthetician, and she has a studio, and she had a customer appreciation party tonight, and I came to support the event by making the smoothies. She was inviting a lot of people already are customers. Some were distributors, but others were not. And a girl that was a strong prospect for Ashley came. She came over. She asked for, sampled the smoothies. I gave her sample chews. Now, in this setting, their walls are already down. They walked to me. I might end up sharing a little bit more, but even then, I showed her the information, and she said, well, how much would it cost for me and my family to take it? I'm not going to start rattling off prices. I said to her, you know what, Samantha, what I want you to do is go home. I want you to watch the videos that Ashley's going to send you, and what's a good day for us to get back with you so we can find out which of the products you're most interested in, and then we'll guide you as to how best to purchase them. How does that sound? And she said, fantastic. She started looking at the Tower Garden. I think my husband might like that because I have Tower Garden on the back of my card. So I put her off on purpose because I don't know what she wants yet. I want her to go get super sold because I'm planning on inviting her to the team. And she's super cute. I was like, she had distributor written all over. But I'm not rushing to the punchline. I'm going to be patient to do the process with her and make sure she got well educated with enough exposures and then a meetup so we can end up taking her from potential customer who might have done it. It started out children's health study, orchard garden, and 4-year-old. And I have her interested in everything now and not talking about price because I'm going to work right through price because I'm going to work through all the objections by using this system. Okay? So now somebody takes a look at everything and you've not discussed price, promise me, right? You want to start at the top of the elevator. We want to expose them to $4.42 a day, take all 3 capsules and complete. Oh, you know what that? Okay, maybe how about Cap Trio? Or how about Orchard Garden Complete? I have to tell you 99% of the time I sell all the products because I start at the top and I pause and I allow people to be so sold they feel a sense of loss not getting all the products. So I start at the top and move down. If you start at Orchard Garden Children's Health Study, then you got to try to upsell. So you want to start at the top. It's okay if you have to move down. So they do take a look. They've looked at everything and they say, I can't afford it. I'm going to ask them, how did you decide that? How did you come up to that conclusion? You know, get to the bottom of why that was. And then I'll say, if you could afford it, would you want it? If they say yes to me, then I say, are you open to finding a way to get this in your family? If they say yes to me, we're going to be moving forward one way or another. If they say something like it's too expensive, which I think is hysterical, I don't get it, but whatever, you know, because I think it's ridiculous. I mean, really, one Shakeology shake, and you can take our trio and our shake. You know, people are out there buying Shakeology shakes. People walk into stores, you know, I just bought mascara from my esthetician, and it was $18. You know, there was Juice Plus for the whole week. So I don't buy it. People have money, they spend it, they use it for all kinds of things. It's how they want to spend it. So if they say it's too expensive, I say in comparison to what? And I pause. Okay? So, you know, let me give you a couple others. Oh, I need to talk to my doctor. I'm not going to say, well, your doctor's probably had 3 hours of training in nutrition. They probably skipped the class. What are you talking about? You know, I don't say that, even though that's what comes to my mind. I'll say to them, oh, wow, who's your doctor? How long have you been going to them? Is that the person that you seek out nutritional advice? How much time do they spend with you when you're visiting them? I'm going to ask them all these questions. This is usually going to be an older person, right? And then I'm going to say, well, gosh, what do you think your doctor will say about you eating more fresh, raw fruits and vegetables? And that question, we're done. Objection behind us. We're moving forward. Okay, are you getting this, guys and gals? Make sense? Give me a head nod. Okay. So, a couple of statistics to wrap this up, because I know we have another little call we want to do. Well, real quick, I can't skip over this. Also know you're going to have objections about the product, so handle that the same way. So, you know, oh, you know, I can't remember to take my Juice Plus. Well, I'm not going to tell them, you know, I'm going to say, well, tell me again why you made the decision to start on it. I'm going to start back at square one. I got to get them resold on the value. And then I need to say, well, do you want to get Juice Plus in your body every day? Do you want to get the maximum results? Are you open to me showing you some skills that might help you with that? Setting your phone alarm, setting up in the counter with the basket, you know, what are we going to do about that? So same thing with customer objections or problems. Field it with questions. Engage the person in a conversation. And after you've created your raving fan, my biggest suggestion is, you know, to make sure that you're having fun. Get them in your fun environment, make the experience with you fun, and then we're going to invite them to the team. Some of the objections you might get when you invite to the team is, I'm no good at sales. You know, I don't want to sell anything. Well, that was the person that Christy's just been helping talk to, my new distributor, Rachel Martinez, who said that to me 3 months ago, and slowly started getting on the product, started adding more. I finally make her a distributor, then she does her HLP, and now she's still Sarah, I'm going to sell to my friends. Well, are you open to me teaching you some skills so you won't feel that way? Yes, okay. I'm working on that. I'm asking her questions. You know, what is it about salespeople that you don't like? And she tells me, and I'll say, well, am I like that? And she said, no. I said, have you felt like I sold you anything? She said, no. I said, well, then we can help you learn to behave that way. So we work through this by asking everybody more questions. Okay, I don't have the time. And the other response besides question is feel, felt, found. If somebody tells me, I don't think I have the time to do this, I'm going to say, man, I can totally know how you feel. I felt the same way when I was introduced to Juice Plus because I was single mom, having 3 kids and working full time. I was pulling my hair off trying to figure out how to have enough time in the day. But you know what I found is that I was making $500 a month before I even figured out that I was doing anything. I was doing it as I was doing life. I was sharing it with everybody. I didn't have to clock in and clock out. It wasn't a job. It was just something really awesome that I was sharing with people. You know, would you be open to me showing you how I made that work? So your feel, felt, found, and then a question. Okay, and here's what I want to leave you with on this topic. Sales statistics that really you need to realize. Don't let the rest of the Juice Plus family out here close all your sales because 80% of you, let's see what it is, 48% of you are never ever following up with someone that you told about Juice Plus. 50% of us don't ever do any follow-up. We tell everybody how awesome it is. We share our beautiful stories with them, and we give them information, and we leave them hanging. And it isn't until they stumble into somebody 3 years and go, wow, I got information about that, but I really didn't ever understand what it was. And then someone else is getting them on as a customer or in the team. So most people are going to buy something after a 5th exposure. So first exposure could be your story. Second exposure was the videos. Third exposure is they came to an event. 4th exposure is a conversation on the phone call. 5th exposure, they may finally say, okay, I'm ready. So don't rush the process. Get people engaged and walk them through the process. I have to say, I never have more than about 5 to 10 people that are in my funnel at any time because I'm very quickly moving them through this process. I'm staying very glued to them until I know if they're a yes or a no or a put on the back burner for later. I'm going to know that within a week, usually, 10 days maybe. Because I'm sticking with the process. They told me to follow up, I'm following up. I'm sticking with it. I'm going to call you again because I'm going to say, wow, you know what, you showed a lot of interest and I don't want to be the person to drop the ball and you not have all the information you needed to make a good decision for your family. So I'm going to continue to call you till we connect or you tell me you're no longer interested. And I'm just very professional when I call. I put my customer service hat on, I put my professional voice on, and I'm just letting them know I'm doing my job. This is my job to follow up with people. So, okay, so the 5 exposures, 8% of all the salespeople are getting 80% of the sales because 48% aren't following up, 25% follow up one time, so only the 10% are following up the 5 or more times. Does that make sense? Okay, you can unmute and see if they have any other objections that they want to ask me.
Any objections?
Yeah, that was a lot to do. 500 calls.
Awesome. You guys have any questions real quick for Loretta?
Can you turn it almost real quick?
Verbiage is amazing. That's huge.
Loretta, I feel like this, Christy printed this out for me, the overcoming obstacles, and I feel like if it weighed more than it would be worth its weight in gold, because like all these answers to each question, I am talking to someone right now who just asked me how much it costs, and I just want to be like, talk to you later.
No, now you know what to say. You know what, with the sheet that Christy sent out, what I would suggest is when you're going to make a phone call, just review the sheet real quick before you get on the call, because it'll perk your mind, and all of a sudden that question will come to you. But if you can always just be okay with a pause, it's okay to pause for a second. Silence is not deadly in this relationship on a phone or in person. Pause and think of a question. Go ahead and stop and think of a question. And here's the key. Practice makes perfect. You know, the more you do this and the more you start to make this a focus, go back and listen to the training again. It's you know, she's going to have a recording of it. It drills into your head. So you'll get it. Anybody else?
I do.
Okay.
So